A very sad day in Syria, remembering my friend Zhau Seng. That's coming up on today's Hot Zone.
This is the Hot Zone. Engaging with the news in a whole new way, international war correspondent Chuck Holton brings insight into areas of crisis and lets you help those affected.
It's 3 November 2019, Kaltamar. At our casualty collection point, we were hit by an FSA or Turk mortar. We don't know. They're all working together. And this is some of the rounds that hit. Also on that side and here, we have armored vehicle. And this is what killed Zhau. He was hit in the head on this side, and his back. He died pretty instantly in no pain. Was unconscious the whole time. We worked on him for an hour. Joseph, the medics, and I, CPR, adrenaline, oxygen, shocks, prayer, that he would stay with us in Jesus' name, but he didn't. So he's in heaven. And really sad, really sorry. But we'll do all we can for his wife and his baby, whose birthday was today, Lunu and baby. And we will try to keep helping people and honor him. Just want to let you know what happened. Dave Eubank, Freedom Rangers. God bless you. Right here.
Hey folks, Chuck Holton here. It's a sad day today because a friend of mine, Zhau Seng, a Burmese medic and cameraman with the FBR team in Syria, was killed today in a mortar attack by Turkish forces or FSA that attacked a marked ambulance in a casualty collection point that the FBR team had set up about 1 kilometer outside the 30-kilometer exclusion zone. So that qualifies as a war crime. Zhau Seng was filming at the time and was hit by shrapnel from the mortar attack. And my friend and translator, Muhammad Ahmed, was also hurt in that attack. Muhammad is at the hospital in Hasaka. He is stable, and Zhau Seng's family has been notified. His 1-year-old daughter had her birthday today, one year old, and so it's just a very sad day. I want to continue with the series from last week about the trip to Syria, about what's going on there. And so I'm going to play some of the video from actually continuation of day 3 in Syria over there, what happened to us. And this is actually just a couple kilometers from where Zhau Seng was killed. And it's in a village called Soda, just north of Kaltamar in Syria. So when we first showed up there, we stopped because the place was deserted. Well, here's what happened. All right, we have decided to leave Kaltamar, which is the kind of the northernmost city that's under SDF control, and head toward the front line and try to get as close as we can to get a look at what the terrain and everything looks like up there. You can see I'm wearing my body armor because the Turkish military has been bombing ambulances that try to make it in there to the affected area, which is Ras Al Ain is the name of the town. The Turkish army has that town surrounded and are not allowing any medical aid into the people there. So they've been bombing ambulances that try to make it up there. So we're going to try to be careful and watch ourselves and not get too close, but just see if we can get up there and see what it looks like as close as we can. So we're stopping here at this checkpoint because we just talked to some families on motorcycles that were coming from the area where we were planning to go, and they told us that there is a Free Syrian Army checkpoint only about 2 miles from here. And the Free Syrian Army they're bad guys. That's former ISIS fighters. and things like that that are aligned with Turkey. So we probably don't want to drive right into their checkpoint. And thank God we decided to stop here and talk to somebody. So there's one strike for not asking directions.
This is 17 October 2019. We're in the outskirts of Sarikani. Sarikani's been surrounded by the Turks, the Free Syrian Army. There are hundreds of casualties in there, can't get them out. We brought our vehicles and praying and trying to come to help, but we heard the Free Syrian Army is just 4 kilometers up the road. We can't get there. What I'm appealing for is a humanitarian corridor. 5 ambulances have been hit and medics killed trying to get casualties out. You can't move up this road. These are IDPs, but they came through the Free Syrian Army, so they're not getting hit. But the Turk airplanes are hitting everything that tries to move. So we need a humanitarian corridor to get casualties out from Sarikani village back to casualty collection point, which is itself already been hit. It's Dave Eubank, Free Burma Rangers out here.
It turns out that we are actually further forward than the Syrian Democratic Forces at this point. And we've just found out that there's a FSA checkpoint, Free Syrian Army, about 4 kilometers further down the road in front of me. And we're not going to go that direction because that would be really bad. We're not looking to get into a fight. But this is how wars get done these days. If you look down there behind me, there's a group of guys. They're all on their cell phones and they're chatting on WhatsApp with other units all around this area and working out where the concentrations of enemy forces are and where there are gaps in between that they can fit through. So we don't know exactly what's going to happen tonight, but it looks like something significant could be taking place to help get the people out of the affected area that's currently surrounded by Turkish forces.
Fleeing Sarikani, right here.
Got your bird! Got your bird!
Ask him what's happening.
Masjid. We came from Masjid village and he said nothing is going on there.
All right, so things are getting pretty complicated here. We've just gotten several phone calls from one of our contacts back in Taltafar, and he's telling us to be very careful and watch our backs because he says that they've been having discussions about us among the SDF, our friends supposedly, that if our team gets killed, that might cause the United States to jump into action and actually do something. And so it sounds like our own sort of friends back there might be willing to let us get sacrificed in the greater cause of what they're trying to do. Obviously, we're not going to let that happen if we can help it. So we are being supremely cautious at this point and praying a lot and kind of turning a wary eye on even our friends at this point. Not sure who to trust. So we're being as careful as we can. So there's some fighting going on at the village right over my right shoulder there, about maybe 2 kilometers away. We can see the smoke from here and hear the machine guns and that sort of thing, but we don't know if it's the SDF or the FSA or what unit it is that's there and what the fighting's all about. The bottom line is we're very close to the front line now and probably don't want to get a whole lot closer without some serious firepower.
Said, you know, if we're not going to defend these people, at least give us an air corridor. We can do a humanitarian evacuation.
Get the wounded out. So that's my appeal. And don't worry, sir. I'm not going into the fight if I can help it right now. It's a total mess. The Kurds are crumbling. The Free Syrian Army that work with the Turks are going behind us. And so I'm trying to keep not too engaged so we can keep helping people.
But right now, without an air cap, you can't really help people.
Things are changing very quickly. We decided to leave and go back to Taltamer and Taltamer. I keep saying that wrong. But we made it about 100 yards back down the road and ran into this fairly sizable, maybe platoon-sized element of the Yapaga, and they are apparently planning some kind of operation tonight. So we're kind of standing around to see what is going to happen with them, and while we've been standing here, there's been fighting coming closer to our position from the northwest. So we're gonna stick around maybe for another minute or two and kind of see what happens. But these guys are getting amped up for something tonight, and I don't think they're gonna stay here. We're hearing lots of celebratory gunfire go off here in Taltamer because they've just announced the ceasefire with the Turks. And so it's all over. I'm seeing tracer rounds going off. There you go. People shooting all over the place. So that's all I've got for the Hot Zone today, folks. Thanks for watching and praying for us out there. Please be in prayer for Zhau Seng and his family. If you'd like to contribute to help his wife and baby, we're going to send a love offering over there to them. And so anything you contribute for Zhau Seng, we'll make sure it gets to him. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'm Chuck Holton. This has been the Hot Zone.
The Hot Zone is produced by Amy Holton and Livefire Media. Copyright 2019.